Welcome to the quietest ones in the room with your host, Trey. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for engaging with me. Clearly, you guys, you women, the most intelligent people on the face of the planet. So, once again, thank you. So, let's jump into it. Inflation. The news of inflation is that it has gone up once again. The report came out for January that inflation is high. That means your products and your services are higher in price. And Jerome Powell came out, the head of the Federal Reserve, and stated that the Federal Reserve will be continuing its process of not lowering interest rates as much as many would expect. And so they want to leverage their ability to lower interest rates so that they have the power to influence pricing in the United States of America for us as citizens. But let's not forget what this means for the average everyday person. Inflation being high equals less jobs. Don't forget this. Inflation being higher equals less jobs, because the more that businesses have to pay for their products, the cost of doing business, they cannot then hire more people through expansion. The Federal Reserve not cutting rates. Let's understand that businesses don't borrow as much as they typically would, and therefore the expansion of business and the lack thereof creates less jobs. Which brings me to my point. Work in America. Nobody wants to work in America. Nobody wants to work. Everybody's lazy. No. This is a lie and a falsehood, and it's so easily debunked. But I want to address the people that say this, and I know exactly who they are. They're the ones that we know have childhood trauma, where maybe their dad or their mom wasn't able to get them that big wheel when they were growing up. I'm showing my age a little bit. Maybe their mom and dad wasn't able to get them those Pokemon cards that they wanted, that trampoline in that backyard, the house that they wanted as a kid, that their other friends who seem to be doing better in their lives, maybe they're still mad at their mother and their father. That childhood trauma has never left them, and now in their adulthood, whenever they see people who are online saying that they're struggling to find work and that it's hard to get a job, they think to themselves, no. They see their bum ass mother and father in those people. Yeah, that's what they see. And some of these people are the greatest wealth transfer babies. They don't care if inflation goes up slightly. They've got granddad and grandma's life insurance policy, the house that they left, the farm that they left, the land that they left, the assets that they left, the business that they left. And they jump online with this pseudo elitist mentality, because they're not elite. Many of them, dumb as a box of rocks, making statements about groups of American citizens as simple statements of, oh, these people are lazy. Go to hell. Let's just simply say it. Go to hell. We are this society is like the Hunger Games. And I call it, especially in this time, it's the still Hunger Games. The government, which is the largest employer in America, has decided that it is going to, with the new Trump administration and Doge, that they're stripping employment away from many people. And you see in corporate America the amount of layoffs going on. I almost couldn't sleep last night because I was actually going to do this recording and talk about this, but you see the Meta layoffs. You see Walmart saying it's laying off people. J.C. Penney's closing stores. Amazon and its layoffs year over year. And let's not forget about every crisis that has happened, whether it was the housing market crash and whether it was COVID and all the in between year over year recession talks. And this picture of painting, it's like, I was like, these people act like they're Picasso trying to paint this propaganda imagery that there are an abundant amount of jobs that Americans don't want. And so some of these people went as far as to welcome immigrants. And then now some of these people go as far as to want the immigrants to go away because now their lives are that much easier because they got that great wealth transfer, you babies. And I don't want it to get too murky within that space, but I'll stick to the job. There are many jobs that they tell us are available and can't be filled. But in what space? Oh, okay, hospitality. Okay, healthcare. Okay, some tech positions. Okay, some public sector roles, which require a lot of times advanced degrees in a particular set of skills. But many of these jobs that are reported to be available don't even pay enough to survive in this country, especially when the inflation numbers are rising. And inflation has always been an issue in this country. And job creation has always been an issue in this country. And finding jobs have always been an issue in this country. Look at the homeless population. It's growing. Hasn't it always been growing? And so this asinine perspective of people don't want to work, you can come with all your arguments and you can make it look like people are just lazy and filled with debauchery and drunk and drug addicts and their IQs are low, but yet you're just projecting. It's your childhood trauma. Maybe there's an uncle that abused you and you hated him and he didn't have a job. All he did was drink. And so now all you do is project all that energy onto people who actually want jobs but can't find jobs, especially in a world of ghost posting jobs. I've been in business for myself for the last 6 years. One of my businesses is a consulting firm where I assist organizations with recruiting talent. And you won't believe the conversations I've had over the years pertaining to said talent and how difficult it can be to often get, to often get institutions to budge ever so slightly on their budget to bring talent on board who have the money. But because a lot of that money goes to upper management and programs and services that really only benefit the top individuals within these institutions. They don't want to pay everybody the money necessary to have a decent lifestyle. So, newsflash to some of you great wealth transfer babies. You're going to run out of that money. And because you don't know how to generate income for yourself, and because you are pseudo elitist and have no real connections, but were the recipient of some funds, some assets, when that runs out, you will be joining many of the Americans who've been finding it difficult to find work. Not because they're lazy, but because it is what it is. This is America, and it's still Hunger Games. Until next time. Please like, please subscribe, please share your thoughts in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this topic. Do you sincerely believe that people are lazy and people just don't want to work in 2025? Or do you think that there's a set of different issues going on in the United States of America? Again, thank you for your time. Peace.